What a pleasant looking game. Well, I mean, think about it. It has anime characters in it, with big eyes and cute faces. What could that possibly mean other than it is a great game appropriate for all ages? Just like Doki Doki Literature Club, or Undead Unluck, or Berserk. They're all drawn or animated, which means they're immediately for children. Right? Right? No, not right. That's dumb. But it's a fun joke. Last time we just got to meet the principal cast, and we know that the main character Kiichi is well, he's popular ish, and that doesn't count for a whole lot in his town. Getting off to a really great start in a new town, transfer student, especially for such a small, tight-knit community. He has been welcome and has his own friend group, which is interesting because he's the only boy, but it doesn't seem to make things weird at all, which is nice. And we're supposed to be hanging out on the weekend, which is our episode right now. Is that the only save? Oh no, all of these are my save. So I was into chapter 1. Let's view our tips. So last time we ended on the little vignette of having a mixed grade because there's not enough kids to have them all separate into different grades. So they're all in one classroom, but they're learning different things basically. And I'm assuming the similar reason why there's no uniform. The anime for this is amazing. Like, I cannot recommend it enough. It's only June, but it's already so hot. I could hear the Higurashi outside chirping. Me, me, me. And at night, there are mosquitoes. It might as well be summer already. My only salvation was that the mornings were still cool. Summer, I do declare. Sadako was flapping her skirt languidly. That's pretty unladylike there. Even if she was a little brat, she was still a girl. Kiichi does seem quite cool with just a button-up shirt. I'm so jealous. From how I see things, the skirt you're wearing looks like it would be much cooler. A girl like you just wouldn't understand wearing jeans during this season and how steamy the crotch gets. It gets steamy? Huh? This girl's gonna imagine something indecent. Reina's summer clothes have a nice refreshing color. I feel cooler just looking at them. Thank you. They really do feel pretty cool. I do wish my summer clothes were as breezy as Reina's. But Sadako-chan, your summer clothes are so cute, being a one piece and all. I like to wear your summer clothes. This is actually quite stuffy, you know. I do believe what you're wearing would feel much cooler. But it would be so much more fun with cute clothes, oh. I had a feeling that Reina and Sadako's base values were fundamentally different. Speaking of which, our school doesn't have a uniform. Yeah, it doesn't. As long as they're proper, the regular clothes are fine. There are quite a few students in regular clothes. Oh, there are quite a few students in regular clothes. There were a few wearing uniforms, but they were all the same design and rather plain. What's the uniform they're all wearing? They're all the same. That's the city school's uniform. It's not like it's a rule, but they're all wearing them. Speaking of which, everybody in our group is wearing a different uniform, aren't we? Did you go out of your way to get them from somewhere? Why, yes, Mion Science supplied them. Mi-chan's relative runs a secondhand clothing store. They could get school clothes from all over the country for cheap, they say. So you asked those relatives to get a bunch of unique school uniforms, though? Then Mia, she probably loves using her friends as dress-up dolls. That must be a strange secondhand clothing store. I get that it's a secondhand clothing store, but stocking clothes from schools all over the country? That's a pretty strange thing for a secondhand clothing store to do. What's the point of stocking up clothes from faraway schools they don't know nothing about? Yeah, I think so too. They also have used school swimsuits and PE uniforms. I don't like the idea of having used ones. Doesn't sound like that shop makes much money. They probably have Mion pitch in and help so that they can make a bit more. But Mion says it'll be a big hit and become a great store. She says it with such conviction. A secondhand clothing store that stocks school uniforms will be a big hit? I don't get it. There must be something else to that. There has to be. Oh no. Oh no. I've been clipped. I've been fucking clipped. I can't believe you would do this to me. I can't easily look at it right now because I had to open up a browser. Maybe the end of stream. Alright, now we can continue. That was just a vignette to get us wedged in there. I took it a little too easy on the morning for my day off. I was totally late. Oh, I keep pressing spacebar, which makes the makes me able to see the whole scene without any UI elements. Today was the day Reina and Mion were gonna show me around Hinamizawa. She has a fucking gun! I forgot she walks around with a fucking, with a fucking Glock. Reina and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place. Kei-chan, you're late. Sorry, the show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Oh, so is that your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting? Mi-chan, you don't have to. You just got here yourself. Last night's episode of A Day in the Life of was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. Reina was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mio answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right, Reina really did make a picnic. Kei-chan, after you left, Reina pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing, so don't worry about it, okay? She's been like this since last night, you know. Can you take responsibility for this? Alright, alright. I am a man after all. I take responsibility. Huh? Responsibility? For what? For what? As we were both turned around slowly to look at Reina, our gazes drifted downwards to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes, except this was Reina we were talking about here. Oh, so fun fact, there is a different, more updated and like refined art style. This is the original art style, but when the game caught on and got popular and it got like, you know, like re-released or whatever, they had updated sprites. They're more in line with like the anime and stuff. But you know, I'm kind of a sucker for the old school, and this is my first time playing it. And I've already seen at least some of the anime, so about 2 kilos, I guess. When Rhea was picking it up, I could see she was struggling a bit. I say 5. You're exaggerating. Keiichi-kun is a boy after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot, okay? Let's get going. Heave-ho! Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe that the only thing in there were lunchboxes. Correction, I say 5 kilos too. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. I won't forgive you if you make Reina sad, got it? The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk, bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These were the boonies after all. No slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. It really was a nice place. Peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Ah, good day. Good day. Oh, you would be Manabara-kun, I believe. My 2 companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All of their passerby even knew my name. When did I become this famous? We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid. You're new, dude! Of course! It's obvious that everyone would know him because everyone else like grew up together or watched other people grow up. So a kid that you didn't watch grow up would actually, you know, stick out like a sore thumb. Man, this game really wants you to think it's a dating sim, huh? I mean, I guess? I don't know exactly how it was marketed when it first came out. I should look into that. Though that's not necessarily uncommon. And by the same measure, there is something to say about there being certain visual novels like this that are horror games, but the routes are basically different routes for pursuing someone dating. But, you know, it doesn't necessarily promise a happy ending. And games like this, it's usually, if you want to get the true ending, you have to experience all the timelines. But yes, it's a long burn. I don't know about the series, but my brother was really into it during his weeb phase, lol. Wait. You're saying it was, for your brother, it was only a phase? I have a weeb life. I can't imagine. It's a bit sad to say. It's a bit sad to say, but everyone knows everyone here since there are so few people in Hinamizawa. So that means when an unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume that it's just Manabara fella who just moved here. Yeah, that's how it works out. It was a process of elimination you can only pull off in a place like this, but it was quite effective. From now on, I better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as a lech by the next day. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. That's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I know them. The first person we met was old man Takazu from the Mikino bike shop. His hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute. Next we meet the grocer's second son, Daisuke-kun. His hobby is sharpshooting and he hopes to be he wants to be an ace sniper in the future. And the person we just met was Mayo-san, the nurse from the clinic. Her hobbies are bird watching and photography, I think. You know the name? Oh, you know the names of everyone we pass by. Wait, you know the names of everyone we pass by and even their profiles? See my surprise, Miona and Reina exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah. We're not like the city where people hardly know their neighbors. Then let's try it out. You there, who am I? You're Kaiichi Minabara. You say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobby is taking afternoon naps. Lately, you switched over to wearing boxers. Didn't you? That's enough! That's enough! You're not supposed to know that. Boxers. Enough. Oh, wait, sorry. That's Reina saying boxers. Boxers? Enough of that! Apparently there's absolutely nothing you can keep secret here. Hinamizawa is not a place to be trifled with. Did you know August is the month of death in Japan? No, I did not know that. That's fascinating. I wonder if that's the height of the red spider lily like growth cycle. That would make sense. This feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. We're parading around like this after all. Don't you all think so too? That Kei-chan is fitting right in here in Hinamizawa? The population in Hinamizawa is shrinking, so the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed another person. Of course we were called out to again the same way. Oh, good day. It's wonderful seeing you getting along. This lady here was Fujimura-san. Good day. Oh my, Minabara-kun. How wonderful for you, having a lovely girl on each arm. How are you? Getting used to the life here? Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. Good. As I looked back over to Reina and Mion, they gave me a wink. So, now then. About time to have lunch, maybe? Maybe? Reina's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man. I'll do what I can. But it's just too much. It's fine, Kei-chan. Leave it to this old man. Oh my god! Our best friend that we watched this with, that was trans mask growing up, Mion was their favorite character, and now it makes sense. Mion refers to herself constantly as an old man. Is very tomboyish. Protects people. Has a gun. Gosh. Butch goals? Butch goals? Butch goals? Alright. There's an actual holiday for celebrating the dead. Ah, like Dios de la Muerte. You know, that's celebrated in Latin America. Ah, when death is at all-time high from heat stroke. I feel like that will be a very popular holiday the more the world moves forward, considering it's... This summer is the coolest summer for the rest of our lives. Yay. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class representative. Reina, if we're gonna eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view. Oh, yes. Good idea, I agree. Reina nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. This here is Fureide Shrine. It's probably the place with the best view around. This place. Be sure you remember it. On our next break, a festival will be held here. Ah, isn't it a bit too early in the season for a festival? The Onikakushi isn't a summer festival. Long ago, it used to be a celebration of the end of winter. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Now then, let's sprout the lunch boxes. In there. Various colored lunch boxes were placed one after another on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Reina's home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey, Mion. It'll take more than just a good view to get this all down, you know? Not the cicadas! The cicadas! Don't worry, the cicadas aren't real. They can't hurt you. Good afternoon. It was Rika-chan and Sadako. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see. This was our secret plan. To power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up with all the pieces in place is my specialty. We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What's the meaning of this? Take a look. It's time for lunch. Buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal by Reina. I can see that much. Why have you laid out a tarp on our property? The temple is public grounds, it's not yours. Kanchi is right. This is everyone's property. Wow, Rika-chan is such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned back to Sadako. Hold on a second. Where's my spot? No spot for you and nothing for you to eat. Don't worry, there's some for you too. None. I'll eat all of hers. I will not allow that. Rika! Here, chopsticks. Both Sadako and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Man, really, Kei-chan? You're really good at leading people on. You must have a talent for this. Have a plate, one for me-chan and Rika-chan too. Rina whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. Yeah, we were just having a go. Oh, hey, Issy. Good morning. Nice to see you. So there's a 100% chance there's a trans femme fanfic of the story, right? I don't know, I haven't looked it up. I mean, the amount of trans people who like Higurashi is, a lot? Let's just say a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe I should write one. If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. That's right, okay. Shall we commence this battle? Please eat a lot. There's enough for everyone. Rena said as she opened up a thermos. Well, I wonder if it has like tea in it. Or maybe sake. Just then, I realized this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. I will not allow you to have this hamburger! Using your elbows against the rules, Sonico! Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle, blocking with her full momentum, an elbow in the opening moves. Sonico appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in our proficiency with chopsticks proved to be the fatal flaw, and gave me the upper hand. Ah! The last meatball! Sonico Hoju has been bested. Sonico and I amicably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and, well, spasming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that made Reina blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mion advised Reina to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. I wish this would never end. The intense battle calmed, and finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. Wait, Kung Fu Panda did this? Wait, you can't believe Kung Fu Panda did this? Took inspiration from, like, anime and stuff? Ah, Specky, Specky, Specky. Femme of little faith. I do wonder why there are so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. Isn't it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern era? It seems that long ago people ate in silence. It must have made the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because back then the people were busy even while eating and didn't have the time to compliment the flavor. It's just you. But you know, just hearing that, just hearing that is good makes me happy. That my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed a little bit as she said that. It was delicious. With absolutely perfect timing, Rika-chan struck Reina directly with praise. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence. Oh. After Reina... What kind of sound was that? Excuse me, Reina? Keep it in your dress, please. After Reina uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof. Oh, sorry. I was the one having a dirty mind. The sound was just the effect of smoke rising out of her head. Right? I thought it was a penis sound. Oh. Rika-chan. I'm gonna take you home. I mean, thank you. It really was delicious. Reina flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it. To reward Rika-chan for her praise. Ta-da! These are special. 2 apple rabbits? After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them towards Rika-chan. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is it, Sadako? What's with that defiant look? Has everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Reina-san? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think of with your weak vocab? Well then, allow me to show you. After Sadako flashed Mion and me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly. Hey. So, Reina Oni-chan lunch? Sadako thought it was yummy too. Sadako looked up at her in her pouty while talking cutesy way. How was that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears. That's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is Reina's limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Reina! Of course, that was asking for the impossible. Reina glomped Sadako and began rubbing her cheek against her. Cute! Sadako is so cute. Take you home. Swish. Stab. Push. Sadako was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them in her mouth, she looked over at Mione and me again with her defiant gaze. It took only 5 seconds to take down Reina. That's unfair, to think she had such a trick. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Reina-san with some praise? Damn it! That was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. Sadako, you think you've won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it? Kei-chan is going to be the one who does it. What? Why don't I have you show me then? The writhing of an old maid. The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Sadako. After sipping my tea, I started talking, very naturally and calmly. Perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? No. Actually, most of it, almost all of it was frozen stuff. Then which ones did you make fresh? Well, it's embarrassing. Do I really have to say? Must I? From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbots, her expression has melted into euphoria. I already know. It's this one. Right? Reina turned an even deeper shade of red. The words, "I can't believe it," practically written on her face. How can you tell? How? That I made it. Of course, Miona told me beforehand. It's been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher. It had your smell. Silence enveloped the area. Reina face still completely frozen red. With a small yelp, Sadako also blushed. Of course I did too. I sure would like to try one of Reina's handmade apple rabbits or something. Even if it was all because I was competing against Sadako, I felt like I had crossed the line by like a good 9 yards, I think. Then, at that moment, it was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. Please eat some, Keiichi-kun. That's plenty. There's plenty for you. Instantly, dozens upon dozens of apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Okay. Keiichi-kun. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth while she was squealing. One apple after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. How about them apples, Sadako? Looks like we win. Or... Kei-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Sadako? This is our complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it! Such trickery! It doesn't bother me at all. Sadako ground her teeth, mortified. We did it! I claim victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. It was all worth it. Okay, so this is gay, right? Like, unambiguously gay? I don't know how to tell you this, Specchio, but there is a lot of gay-ass visual novels from the 90s and early 2000s, and even, I dare say, the 80s. Now, I don't know if this is the most unambiguously gay, but it definitely has elements. I don't know if it has any in-game Yuri, but girls be feeling stuff for each other, is what I will say. But then again, I haven't seen all the anime. But I will say the other spin-offs, like Yume Neko, when they cry, as well as it was like Cicada Dash or something. It's the most recent series of When They Cry, which only has one episode out, or like one like visual novel that's part of I think a trilogy, a planned trilogy. And that one has like bisexuality and plurality. Well, actually, this has some plurality or dissociative identity disorder in it too. But we're getting really ahead of ourselves. At that time, Reina stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something. Rika-chan, you're not eating it. Did the salt water make it too strong, maybe? Maybe? Looking over, Rika-chan pulled a toothpick out of the apple rabbit, placed it into her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit. I feel sorry for him. I want to save him. That was the sound of blood splurting from Reina's nose. Cute. Tonight, I'll take you home. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all of the apples around me, gathered them up with a flip, and fits them up onto a plate.
And now they're all just fine, okay? Here, I'll give them to you, Rika-chan, okay? Okay?
Rika-chan raised up Sadako's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbit shoved to her. She whispered,
"This is our victory." What? A comeback?
Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain.
Higurashi, when they cry.
Glitch really is the perfect Sadako, I gotta say. It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly.
Later, Reina and Kei-chan. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for today, Mion. I had a great time.
See you tomorrow.
Saiko and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion and ended up just being Reina and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home.
Thanks for coming today, Kiichi-kun. Was it fun?
Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home now.
Then, well, maybe you mind taking a little detour, maybe?
A detour? Is it far?
It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long.
Since we've been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Reina, I quietly nodded. I can't say I've experienced a scene exactly like that. Ah, I see. Our childhood was more similar to that than I ever realized while it was happening. There were some good times there, but I'm glad we're here now. I don't think I could handle reliving those days, even for the good parts. Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper.
It's been so nice to finally be here again. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here.
When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here with this garbage pile?
It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure.
Reina had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. So that meant there was something cute here? Whoa, a new pile. Oh.
Whoa, a new pile. I can't wait.
She bounded up the unstable slope. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming! Whoa! My city-raised self was completely pitiful.
It's alright. Just stay right there, Kechi-kun. It won't take long.
Reina kindly declined my accompaniment. Don't fall. Watch your step.
I'm fine. This is nothing after all.
I'm now realizing that visual novel, Ghostopia, probably takes at least a few cues from Higurashi. Love to see it. Literally bounding up the heap of trash, Reina disappeared over the other side. I didn't like being left behind, but I was pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively Reina around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little bit sleepy. Just then, the sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to someone's presence. I was startled. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over at me through his camera. His body was tan and fit, but something about him seemed unreliable. He had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa. You surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here. My bad, my bad. I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious outlook, he introduced himself without prompting. I'm Tomitake, freelance photographer. I came to Hinamizawa from time to time. You know, see what's around. I didn't ask you who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad, my bad. I mainly photograph wild birds. They can't refuse, you see. So, what you're saying is I'm the same as the birds? No, well, you see, that image of a young man in the twilight was just picturesque. I apologize for trying to take a picture without asking. Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy trying to get cozy with me, except it didn't seem like Reina would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomitake-san, he didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself.
Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finished now.
Reina popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand.
You have someone with you?
Oh, you have someone with you? What would she be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. I don't know. Maybe she's checking on that dismembered corpse that was out here long ago. Tomitake-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh, I responded like I would if I were talking with Reina and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms.
Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you. You're waiting a while, I guess. I best leave
you two. That'd be so funny. You just see him with the girl, man, be like,
see you two lovebirds later.
I best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologies for starting you. Keiichi-kun. Tomitake-san chortled suggestively and then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort put me off a bit.
Keiichi-kun, are you angry? Why, I wonder.
It wasn't Reina's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? Find a treasure trove?
Oh, yes! So listen. You see, there was a Colonel Sanders doll.
A Colonel Sanders doll? Oh, that thing. Those statues they always have out in front of the fried chicken place? The light-size dummy?
Yes, Colonel Sanders. Oh, cute. I want to take it home.
I couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but Well, she seems to want it. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just take it home, right? Right?
It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lamppost over there, so it'll get dark pretty soon.
Reina seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out. To repay you for that delicious picnic you prepared today.
Oh, thank you.
Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us.
Keiichi-kun is gonna help. I can take Colonel Sanders home. Oh.
Rainer staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried to ask her in a way that wouldn't take her out of that cheery state. Hey, Raina? How long ago did something happen here? KFC. The most horrible place. KFC actually has their own visual novel now, so I feel like it all came not front and center, like it all looped together. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Higurashi reference in the visual novel.
It seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details though. Oh.
Just wondering if you knew about, you know, an accident or something?
I don't know.
Her tone was disturbingly frank. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Raina quickly lightened her expression.
Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago.
Huh? You transferred here too?
I was sure that... So you see, I don't really know much from before. Sorry.
Don't really know. Don't really want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Thinking about it, of course it would be like that. This wasn't the type of things girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they still haven't been able to find one of the arms. If it's just like Tomitake-san said, then I just had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. Higurashi, when they cry. The anime may have had to paint over it for licensing purposes. Okay, so just like last time, we got 2 tips. So these are basically short vignette scenes that give us more context to the overall story. And just like last time, I'm going to look at one of them, and then the other one will open with next week. Instead of Menabara Manor, which I feel like will give us more like experience story, like in a first-hand way, I feel like this is gonna be a second-hand account. So let's see about this damn site murder dismemberment. From June Etzetz, 1979 edition. The Shishibone City Okimaiwana Police Station, June Etzetz, late at night. Suspects were arrested in suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender has been added to the wanted list nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa dam construction site work from Etzetz at 9 p.m., where they were suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. On Etzetz, at 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by a Shishibo City hospital in which a male student alluded to having murdered Mr. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with these testimonies, the investigation is ongoing. Ah, so it never got solved. And yeah, I'll tip the hat a little bit. It was cause of the damn shit. Because the dam wasn't built because of that murder. Alright, and there we go. End of chapter 2. I was so set on doing 2 chapters this time, but I think we'll probably leave it to 1 chapter a week, at least for now. This is a good pace, I think. A Colonel Sanders! Next time on Higurashi. A Colonel Sanders?